In this video, I'm going to do a step-by-step beginner tutorial on how to trade futures on the Blofin crypto exchange. If you're still relatively new to Blofin, you'd like to learn how to trade on the spot market or use some of the basic features on the platform, feel free to check out my Blofin step-by-step beginner tutorial. And I'll leave a link for that video in the description down below for anyone that might find that helpful. In this video, I'll be focusing on futures. I'm going to show you how to transfer your assets into your futures account. Then I'll take you into the futures market, show you the different pairings, and get you familiar with the user interface. After that, I'll demonstrate going long and short using market orders, limit orders, and how to set up some take profits and stop losses. Then I'll show you where you can find all the different trading fees on the platform. All of that and more with some tips and tricks along the way. If this is your first time creating a Blofin account, I left a link for you in the description of this video as well as in the pinned comment down below. If you use my link when signing up, you're going to save 5% on all your trading fees for the lifetime of your account. Blofin is also often running promotions for people who are signing up for the first time. These can be nice deposit bonuses, mystery boxes, giveaways, airdrops, and more. So if you use my link when signing up, not only will you be saving 5% on all your trading fees, but you'll be eligible for the current promotion, whatever that might be by the time you're watching this video. You'll also be supporting my channel at no extra cost to you. This video is not financial advice. This video is for educational purposes only. Always do your own research before ever using a crypto exchange, including Blofin. I also left you some timestamps in the description down below, so at any point, feel free to skip ahead to a section that might be most relevant to you. Aside from that, don't forget to leave me a like and hit subscribe for future content. Let's get into the video. If you click on my link in the description of this video or in the pinned comment down below, you'll be redirected to this page here, where you can create an account by simply using an email or a phone number. At the time of recording, KYC is not necessary. You'll also notice that you can get up to $5,000 in welcoming bonuses. The more that you deposit onto the platform and the more trading that you do, the bigger your bonus will be, up to $5,000. So not only will you get a 5% discount on all your trading fees, but you can get up to $5,000 in welcoming bonuses at least at the time of recording, perhaps even more by the time you're watching this video. You can use that money to place trades, offset your fees, and the profits are yours to keep. So simply put in an email or phone number, come up with a good password, then come down here, check this box, and click on sign up. Once you sign up and sign into Blofin, you'll arrive on this page here. To find your bonuses, just simply come right up here where it says more, and then click here on welcome bonus. On this page here, you'll find all the different bonuses that you can unlock. And these are in addition to the 5% discount on all your trading fees that you're going to get if you use my link when signing up. You can scroll through some of these. Some of them are really easy, like first deposit, first trade. There's some challenge rewards right here. So just scroll through, take a look at these. And if there's any of these that you're going to be doing anyways, just make sure to come in here and claim your bonuses. Down at the bottom of the page here, you'll find some notes regarding these bonuses, as well as the terms and conditions. So be sure to give those a good read through and claim yourself some bonuses. KYC and VPNs are not necessary to use this platform. Now that could change in the future. So towards the end of this tutorial, I'll show you where to go to get verified just in case it becomes necessary at some point in the future. And you can navigate to that section of this tutorial by simply using the timestamps in the description down below. If you'd like to buy some crypto assets, you can get that done by coming right up here and clicking where it says buy crypto. And then you'll find a form right here where you can spend fiat on crypto using a third-party service provider. If you want to simply deposit some assets onto the platform, you can get that done by coming up here where it says assets, then clicking right here on funding, and then over here on the right-hand side, click on deposit. Now I cover how to get this done in more detail in my Blofin step-by-step beginner tutorial. So I'll leave a link for that video in the description down below for anyone that might find that helpful. In this video, I'll be focusing on futures. Before trading on the Blofin futures market, you'll have to internally transfer your assets into your futures account. And to get this done, we're going to come up here where it says assets, and I'm going to go ahead and click here on overview. Here on overview, you can see that I have a little bit of tether inside my spot account, and I need to transfer the assets from the spot account and into the futures account. So to get this done, I'm going to come over here and click on the transfer button. In this pop-up window here, I can transfer internally between my accounts. So what I need to do is come down here, click on funding account, and select spot account. And then in this box here, I'm already set to futures account, but if I wasn't, I'd give that a click, and I'd select futures from this drop-down menu. Now I'm set up to transfer Tether from my spot account and into my futures account. You'll be able to see your available balance right here, so you can transfer in a custom amount if you wish, like so. But if you want to transfer all of it, just click right here on Transfer All. Then click on Confirm. Now you can see that I've transferred the Tether out of my spot account and into my futures account. So now I'm ready to trade on the futures market. To trade on the futures market, we'll come right up here and we'll hover over Futures. In this drop-down menu, we'll click right here where it says Futures. And this will bring you into the user interface of the futures market. And before I break this down for you, I'll show you where you can find the pairings. The pairings are located right up here. So in my case where it says BTC USDT. If we want to change the pairing, we just give that a click. Then we'll get a drop-down menu with the different pairings that are available on Blofin. And at the time of recording, you can see that there's plenty of Tether pairings here, and you can scroll through them with the wheel of your mouse. Simply click on the pairing that you wish to trade. Or you can search for it in the search bar up above, just like so. Once you find the pairing you wish to trade, you just simply click on it. Now you can see that I'm set to trade Solana versus Tether. If I want to get back to Bitcoin, I'd give that a click, and then just simply click right here on Bitcoin versus Tether. And now I'm back to Bitcoin. In the future, I imagine that there will be more pairings as well as market types available in there. But at the time of recording, the pairings are quoted in Tether. Of course, right here, we have our price action chart, showing us the asset's performance over a selected time frame. You'll be able to find all your time frames top left-hand side of the chart. You can see I'm currently set to a daily chart. That means each one of these candlesticks down below represents a day of time. If you want to change the time frame, simply click on the time frame you wish to view. So if I click here on 4H, now I've switched the chart over to a 4-hour chart. Now each candlestick represents 4 hours of time. You'll find additional time frames if you click on this little arrow right here. You'll get a drop-down menu with additional time frames. Once again, just click on the time frame you wish to view. You can see up here, top right-hand side, that this chart is powered by TradingView. This means you'll have access to some basic indicators, as well as some drawing tools from TradingView. You'll find your drawing tools over here on the left-hand side of the chart, and next to each drawing tool is a tiny little arrow. If you click on that, it'll expand into a drop-down menu where you'll find additional drawing tools. If you want to create a tab of some of your favorite drawing tools, just highlight the star next to the drawing tool that you wish to add. So for example, let's go ahead and do a trend line. And come back over here, click this tiny arrow. We'll do a horizontal line. I'll come back over here. Let's go ahead and add a Fibonacci retracement, just like so. We'll come down, I'll add a brush, and let's go ahead and do a rectangle. Now I'll click off to the side. And as you can see, I just made a tab of some drawing tools. And you can drag it anywhere on the chart that you like it. If you'd like to add a drawing tool to the chart, just start out by left-clicking on the drawing tool that you wish to use. I'll go ahead and just click here on horizontal. Then you can come over to the chart and you can left-click wherever you'd like to place that. Something like this. Now as you can see, I just added a horizontal line to the chart. If I want to move it, I can grab onto it and I can drag it. And if I'd like to delete it altogether, I can come over here and click on this trash icon inside this box. Now as you can see, I just got rid of that horizontal line. So certainly take some time, play around with some of the drawing tools, and get to know how they function on the chart. If you'd like to add an indicator to your chart, just come right up here and click on this little icon here. Then you'll get a pop-up window with some basic indicators from TradingView. You can scroll through them with the wheel of your mouse like so, and then just left-click on the indicator that you wish to add. If you're looking for something specific, you can search for one in the search bar here. Let's go ahead and do an RSI. I can see the relative strength index right here, so I'll go ahead and give that a click. Then I'll click on this X right here to close this out. Now, as you can see, I just added the RSI to the bottom of the chart. If I want to get rid of that indicator, I'd come over here and click on this little X, just like so. And just like that, I got rid of the RSI. The next thing that I like to do is clean up the appearance of the chart. So first of all, I like to get rid of this little tab right here. This can be used as market buys and market sells, but I personally like to use the order panel for all my trading. So to get rid of this tab, we'll just go ahead and click on this little X right here. You'll also notice this line right here. If we grab onto it, we can adjust the volume panel as well as the chart panel. And I like to squish my volume down just a little bit like so. But once again, get this looking the way that you like it. When it comes to charting and technical analysis, I prefer to use TradingView directly, and I'll quickly bring it into frame. On TradingView, you're going to have access to more data, more indicators, you can backtest strategies, look at different asset classes. There's just a heck of a lot more that you can do with TradingView directly. And TradingView is free to use. The free version does have some pop-up advertisements that can be a little bit distracting, but aside from that, it works perfectly fine. My version is a paid version, so at any point if you want to try a paid plan, you can do that for free for up to 30 days. Then you can make an informed decision if TradingView is a good fit for you or not. So I'll leave a link for TradingView in the description of this video, as well as in the pinned comment down below. And I also have a step-by-step beginner tutorial on how to set up and use TradingView. So I'll be sure to leave a link to that tutorial in the description of the video, as well as in the pinned comment down below for anyone that might find that helpful. Next to the price action chart is where you'll find the order book. And the order book is showing us where market participants have placed their long orders, their short orders, or their take profit levels on their trades. And they're doing that by using limit orders. On the top side of the order book in red, we have what's known as the asks. These are the price points that market participants have placed their short orders or their take profits on their long positions. Down below in green, we have what's known as the bids. These are the price points that market participants have placed their long orders or their take profits on their short positions. When a trader comes along and executes a market order, they're matched up with the best available price off the order book and the trade is executed immediately. If you want to see those trades happening in real time, you can come right up here and click on Trade History. And inside this panel here, you'll see all the trades being executed immediately. All the buys are coming in green and all the sells are coming in red. In the price column, you can see the price point the successful trade was executed at, and in the amount column, you can see the size of the trade that was executed. Over here in the time column, you can see the time that the trade was executed at. When you want to get back to your order book, just come over here and click on Order Book. And over here next to the order book is where you'll find your order panel, where you can open long positions and short positions using market orders, limit orders, and you can use trigger orders as well. And I'll demonstrate some of these in this tutorial. Right above your order panel is where you'll find your margin mode. And you can see in my case here that I'm currently set to cross margin. If you want to change your margin mode, just go ahead and give that a click. Then you'll get a pop-up window right here where you can toggle between cross as well as isolated margin mode. Right here, you'll get a brief description of what each margin mode is in a nutshell. Some things to keep in mind with cross margin is that Blofin will use your entire futures balance as collateral across all of your open positions. So if you get liquidated on cross margin mode, you will lose your entire account balance. Now, in some cases, cross margin can also reduce the risk of being liquidated. For example, if you had two positions open, let's say you had a long position on Bitcoin and a long position on Ethereum. And let's imagine that the Ethereum position is going against you and you're currently in a losing trade with Ethereum. But maybe your Bitcoin position is going favorably and you're in a profit on your Bitcoin position. The profit that you're experiencing on your Bitcoin position will be temporarily offsetting the loss of the Ethereum position in that particular example. So in some cases, cross margin can also limit the risk of being liquidated. But the big takeaway is just know that if you do get liquidated on cross margin, you run the risk of losing your entire account balance. Now, if we were to use isolated margin mode, in a nutshell, this means that only what you put in as collateral into a particular position will be lost in the event of liquidation. Unlike cross margin, with isolated margin mode, all your positions are isolated from one another. So if one of those positions gets liquidated, you lose the collateral that you put into that position, versus running the risk of having your entire account balance liquidated. But if you were to put your entire account balance into any particular trade, and that was to get liquidated, then of course you'd be losing your entire account balance. I personally think it's a bad idea to put your entire account balance into any one particular trade. But always be mindful of the margin mode that you're using when opening your positions. For this tutorial, I'll go ahead and use isolated margin mode. And I'll click right here on confirm. Now, when we come back up here to the order panel, you can see that I'm set to isolated margin mode. But certainly choose a margin mode of your preference. Next to the margin mode is where you'll find your leverage. And you can see in my case here that I'm set to 3x leverage. Now, yes, leverage can increase your gains. But always keep in mind that leverage can also increase your losses or get you completely liquidated, especially when you're using high amounts of leverage. Personally, I use very low leverage. If you'd like to change the amount of leverage that you're using, just click right here. And in this window here, you can adjust your leverage. You can type in an amount right here if you wish, or you can click on one of the options down below. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and just set this to 2x leverage. Once you have the leverage set the way that you want it, you come down here and click on confirm. Now, when we come back up here to the order panel, you can see that I've changed it to 2x leverage for long positions as well as short positions. And before I demonstrate some trades, let's come right over here, and here's where you can find the funding rate. At the time of recording, we can see a positive funding rate here of 0.0084%. This means that anybody holding a long position is paying that funding rate to traders holding short positions. If you ever see a negative funding rate, that means any traders holding short positions are paying that funding rate to traders that are holding long positions. And you can see that the funding rate has countdown periods. So this current period has about 3 hours remaining. When the countdown timer reaches 0, the funding rate will be settled and a new period will begin. Now the funding rate can jump around quite a bit. And when the funding rate gets really high, it becomes expensive for traders to hold on to their positions. So a lot of the time, a high funding rate can be correlated to an inflection point on the market. When that funding rate gets really high, it disincentivizes traders to hang on to their position. So sometimes you'll see that high funding rate at an inflection point of the market as traders let go of those positions. This current funding rate right here, I would consider a very low funding rate. So in this particular situation, this funding rate wouldn't be a canary in the coal mine. But it's always a good idea to pay attention to that funding rate because as that funding rate increases, it can become expensive to hold on to positions. And remember, when the countdown timer reaches 0, that funding rate gets settled and a new period begins. In this section of the tutorial, I'll demonstrate market orders. I'll also show you how to close these positions manually, and I'll show you how to set take profits and stop losses as well. Market orders are nice and simple. They'll execute immediately at the best available price off of the order book. Whether you're going long, so betting on the price to go up, or going short, betting on the price to go down. First, I'll demonstrate opening a long position with a market order, so betting on the price to go up. The first thing we need to do is come up here to the order panel and make sure it's set to market by simply clicking on it. Next, we need to choose the size of the position we want to open in this box right here. Now you can see in my case, this box is set to BTC, which is the underlying asset that I'm currently trading. So I can choose how much of the asset I wish to go long, or you can click right here where it says amount. You can come down here and click on amount in USDT. Now I can choose how much of my tether I wish to put into this position. You'll be able to see your available balance right here, so you'll know exactly what you're working with. So you can type a custom amount into this box right here if you wish. But you also have the option of using the slider bar right here. So if I was to slide this up to 50%, that would put 50% of my available balance into this position. If you slid it up to 100%, that would put your entire balance into the position. Of course, choose your position sizes wisely. I just have a small account size here, and my intention is to simply demonstrate how this works. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just type in 100 tether like so. Once you have the long order set up the way that you want it, you just simply come down here and click on Buy Long. Then you'll get an order confirmation pop-up window where you can confirm the details of your order. If it's what you intended, you just simply come down here and click on Confirm. And just like that, I opened a long position at the best available price off of the order book. You can see the details of your open position if you come down here and click where it says Open Position. Right here, you'll see your unrealized P&L. So as you can see, I'm making an absolute killing off this long position of a whopping 8 cents of tether. And right here is where you'll be able to see your estimated liquidation price. So if this trade was to go against me and the price of Bitcoin came all the way down to 32,380, this position would get liquidated and I would lose all the collateral that I put into this position. Remember, I'm on isolated margin mode. So only the collateral I put into positions will be liquidated, not my entire account balance if I was using cross margin. But cross margin certainly has its benefits as well. Now, the more leverage that you use, the closer this liquidation price is going to be to your entry price. So always pay attention to your estimated liquidation price. If you'd like to add a take profit as well as a stop loss to your open position, you can come right over here under TPSL and click on this little plus sign. Then you'll get a pop-up window right here where you can set a take profit target as well as a stop loss. So just for the purposes of demonstration, let's imagine that I'm targeting 70,000. I could just type it in right here to the take profit box. And right down below, you can see that Blofin is estimating what my profit would be if the price of Bitcoin was to reach 70,000. So in this case, I'd make a whopping 5.5 tether if that price point was to get hit. Then right down here, we can enter a stop loss. So just for the purpose of the demonstration, let's imagine that I want to set my stop loss at 63,990. I'll just type that in like this. And now down below, Blofin will be estimating how much I would lose if price goes against me and my stop loss was to get hit. Once you set this up the way that you want it, you'd come down here and click on confirm. Now I've added a take profit as well as a stop loss to my long position. If we come up here to the chart, we can actually see it on the chart itself. You can see my take profit right here, and my stop loss is right here below the position size. I'll also point out that you can amend these by simply grabbing onto the box. So let's imagine I wanted to move my take profit level up a little bit. I can grab onto the box like this with a left click, and then I can drag it. So let's just imagine I want to drag it up to here like so. Let go of the left click button. And as you can see, I just amended that take profit up to 72,710. At any point, if you want to cancel these, you can just click on the X inside these little boxes here. Just like so. And as you can see, I just canceled the take profit, and it also canceled my stop loss as well. If you'd like to manually close your position, you can come down here and click on positions. Then right over here under action, you can close your position out. So you can click on this box right here that says amount, and you can choose the percentage of your position you wish to close. So I'll just go ahead and click right here on 100%. And I can either choose a price point in this box here by giving it a click. And I can type in a custom price, so I could go 70,000 like so. Then I'll click off to the side. You can see right here my estimated P&L if 70,000 was to get hit. So just like setting the take profit, then I could click on close. If we come back up here to the chart, you can see that I set that limit order to take profit at 70,000 again. And of course, if I want to cancel that, I can click on this X. And if I want to close the position immediately, I can come back down here under action. I can click here where it says price, click on market, click here on amount, and I'll just go ahead and close out the whole position here at 100%, and then click on close. And as you can see, I just immediately closed that long position at the best available price off of the order book. Now I'll quickly demonstrate a market order to open a short position. So betting on the price to go down. But this time, I'll show you how you can set your take profit and stop loss while you're opening the position. So what we'll do is we'll come back up here to the order panel and we'll make sure we click on market. I'm going to go ahead and leave this box set to amount. But if you want to do the underlying asset, you can give this a click and you can set it to amount in BTC. Personally, I find it easier just to use the tether option. So I'm going to click on this again and set this to amount in USDT. Next, choose the size of the position you want to open. So I'll just go ahead and do 100 tether again, like so. And to set the take profit and stop loss while opening this position, we can come right down here and click on this little box next to TPSL. Now we have an option here to set a take profit in this box and an option to set a stop loss in this box here. So let's quickly head on over here to the chart. And let's imagine that I want to target somewhere down around these wicks right here as my take profit level on this short position. So what I'll do is I'll grab a horizontal here out of my little drawing tool tab, and I'll mark a spot somewhere just above these wicks, maybe something like this. Now I can see a touch point with this wick right here, and I can see that my horizontal is slightly above these two wicks right here. And maybe I want to use that price point to set my take profit level. Over here on the y-axis of the chart, I can see a price point that's correlating to that horizontal, coming in at 59,851. So for the purposes of demonstration, I'll use that as my take profit target. So we'll come over here and I'll type that into this box. We'll go 59,851. Now let's go ahead and set a stop loss. So we'll come back over here to the chart and let's imagine that I want to set my stop loss slightly above these two wicks right here and maybe a little bit above this 9 simple moving average right here as well. Maybe I believe that if Bitcoin keeps going from here and gets above that level, that perhaps continuation will be the most probable scenario, and maybe I'll want to close my short position before I get absolutely wrecked. So what I'll do is I'll grab a horizontal here out of this tab, and I'm going to mark an area above these 2 wicks, but also above the 9 simple moving average, something like this. Now I can see a price point on the y-axis of the chart coming in at 66,007. So I'm going to come back over here and type that into stop loss trigger price. We'll go 66,007. Once you have your order set up the way that you want it, we would come down here and click on sell short. Then we'll get our order confirmation pop-up window where we can confirm the details. I can see that my take profit will be set right here, and I can see that my stop loss will be set right here, as intended. So this looks good to me, so I'm going to come down here and click on confirm. And just like that, I immediately opened that short position at the best available price off of the order book. And if I go ahead and delete these 2 horizontals here, just like so, we can see my stop loss as well as my take profit. So my stop loss right here in this box and my take profit down here in this box. Once again, if we want to amend these, we can just grab onto them. So let's imagine I want to move my take profit level up a little bit. I'll just left click on it, drag it up like so. Now, as you can see, I just amended it to 60,325. Let's imagine that I want to move my stop loss up a bit. I can grab onto that and maybe move it up slightly like this, just above this pivot point right here. And as you can see, I just amended the stop loss to 67,057. And of course, if I want to cancel those, I'll just click on this little X like so. And I just got rid of the stop loss as well as the take profit. We can also see the details of our open position if we come down here and click on positions. And once again, we can see my unrealized P&L right here, which I'm in a whopping profit once again of 0.02 USDT. Of course, pay attention to your estimated liquidation price. So in my case, that would be 96,000. So if the price of Bitcoin got all the way up to 96,000, this position would be liquidated and I would be losing the collateral that I put into this position. But of course, I did have a stop loss set, so my stop loss would have been hit first. If you want to quickly close this position and lock in your massive gains, so in my case, that would be 12 cents, we'd come over here. I'm going to click on this box. I'll choose market to close this immediately. I'll choose an amount of 100%, and I'm going to quickly lock in that 13 cents by hitting close. And just like that, I locked in that massive profit minus my fee for executing this trade at the best available price off of the order book. And that's how market orders work. Now I'll demonstrate a limit order. And limit orders give you the ability to choose a price point that you wish to open a long position or a price point that you wish to open a short position. But you do need the price of the asset to reach your order price before this order will fill and execute into a position. To get this done, we'll head up here to the order panel and we'll click here on limit. Next, we need to choose a price point that we wish to place an order at, whether we're going long or short. I'll demonstrate with a long position first, betting on the price to go up. So let's quickly head on over here to the chart. And for the purposes of demonstration, let's imagine that we're looking at the current price action of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's looking a little bit droopy here as it tests support once again. Although it's catching a little bit of a bounce at the time of recording, maybe we believe that support is going to break and that maybe Bitcoin's going to move down to a slightly lower level. Maybe somewhere down around this little stutter step right here in price action. So perhaps I want to try to place a limit order to open a long position if Bitcoin was to break through support and come down around that price area. So what I'll do is I'll grab a horizontal here out of my little tab like so, and let's go ahead and mark that out. Maybe something like this. Now I can see a price point correlated to that horizontal on the y-axis of the chart coming in at 57,674. And let's imagine that I want to place a limit order to open a long position at that price point. So we'll come over here to the order panel and I'll type that into price. We'll go 57,674. Next, I need to choose the size of the order I wish to place at that price point. Of course, we can type a custom amount into this box right here, but we can also use the slider bar down below. I'll just go ahead and slide this up around 50%. But once you get your limit order set up the way that you want it, you just come down here and you'd click on buy long. Then you'll get your order confirmation pop-up window, confirm the details are what you intended, and if they are, just come down here and click on confirm. Now I've placed a limit order at the price point of 57,674. If I get rid of this horizontal here, we can see it on the chart. If Bitcoin was to come down here and hit my limit order, this order is going to fill and put me into a long position. then of course I'd be looking for the price of Bitcoin to bounce back to the upside for this trade idea to be profitable. We can see the details of our open order on the order book if we come down here and click where it says open orders. And here's where you'll see the details of your limit orders. At any point, if you want to cancel your order altogether, you can just come over here and click on cancel. And just like that, I took that limit order off of the order book. Now I'll show you how you can use a limit order to place an order to open a short position. So what we'll do is we'll come back up here to our order panel. We'll make sure we're set to limit. Next, we need to choose a price point that we wish to place this short order at. So let's quickly head back on over here to the chart. And let's imagine that we're looking at the current price of Bitcoin and we think it's going to catch a really small bounce here before rolling over and moving to a lower price point. Maybe I think it's going to come up somewhere around this little pivot right in here. So what I'll do is I'll grab a horizontal from my little tab here and I'll mark that out. Maybe something like this. When we look left on the chart, we can see that area was found a support right here. We can see it found a support again right here, as well as right here. And recently, we got a full candle body closure down below that level. So maybe I'm thinking to myself that if price action bounces back up to test that former support, that perhaps it's going to confirm as resistance and then price will roll over and move to a lower price. So maybe I want to try to set an order at that price point to open a short position. So what we'll do is we'll come back over here to the order panel and I'll type that price point in. I'll go 61,580. Next, I'll choose the size of my position and I'll just go ahead and use this slider bar again. I'll slide it up somewhere around 50%, just like so. Good enough for this demonstration. Now, before placing this limit order to open a short position, I'm going to come right down here and click where it says TPSL. Now I have the option to add a take profit as well as a stop loss if this order was to fill. So let's head back on over here to the chart and let's just imagine that I want to target this little stutter step in price action right here as my take profit level if my short order was to fill. So I'll go ahead and grab a horizontal here out of the drawing tools and I'll go ahead and mark a spot just like so. Now I can see a price point on the y-axis of the chart coming in at 57,597. So I'm going to come back over here and type that into take profit. We'll go 57,597. Next, I can set up my stop loss. So let's head back over here to the chart and let's just imagine that I want to set my stop loss somewhere right above this pivot point right here. You'll notice if I come over here to the drawing tools and grab a trend line, that we can see a little bit of a trend happening here with lower highs along the way. So maybe I'm thinking to myself, if price action was to come up and fill my order, but get above this pivot right here, that maybe Bitcoin's behavior and price action is beginning to change and it's time to get out of the way of this trade. Maybe if Bitcoin breaks back above here, it's just going to move to a higher price point. So I'll go ahead and set a stop loss somewhere just above that pivot point. So I'll grab my horizontal here like so, and I'll mark a spot in the chart just above that pivot, maybe something like this. Now I can see a price point coming in on the y-axis of the chart at 64,823. So I'm going to come back over here and type that into stop loss. We'll go 64,823. Now that I have my short order set the way that I want it, I'm going to come down here and click on sell short. Now I'm going to confirm the details are what I intended, and I can see my take profit target right here, as well as my stop loss, if this order was to fill. This looks good to me, so I'm going to come down here and click on confirm. Now I've placed that limit order on the order book to open a short position. So I'm just going to come up here and I'll go ahead and delete this horizontal. And now we can see it inside this box right here. So if Bitcoin does manage to bounce up to 61,580, this order will fill me into a short position and my take profit will be added down here at this horizontal and my stop loss will be added at this horizontal. I'll also point out that you can move your orders around by just simply grabbing onto the box like so. And as you can see, I can drag this anywhere I want it. So if I wanted to amend it, say drag it down just slightly, like maybe something like this, I could do that. And as you can see, I just amended my limit order to open at 61,198. If that order fills, the same stop loss and take profit will be added. If I want to cancel this order altogether, I can just click on this little box right here where it says cancel. And just like that, I took that limit order off of the order book. And that also would have canceled my take profit and stop loss had that order failed. So as you can see, Limit orders give you the ability to be a little bit more strategic by choosing your price points to enter trades and even exit trades. But you do need the price of the asset to cooperate. So in my long scenario, maybe price just finds support here and moves to the upside and doesn't retrace down here to my long order. Of course, I'd miss out on that trade because price action failed to fill my position down here. Or maybe price action does roll over, fills my position down here, but then just continues to the downside. That would put my long order at a loss. In my short order, maybe price action's already broken down. Maybe it just continues to the downside from here. And of course, my short order wouldn't fill because price failed to bounce up to this pivot point right here where I had my short order placed on the order book. Or maybe price action does get up around there, fills my short order, but then just continues to the upside. In this particular situation, I did have a stop loss waiting for it right here, so I would have been stopped out in a loss. But some basic considerations when setting up a limit order and choosing if a limit order is appropriate for your trade idea. But that's how you can get that done. To learn about the trading fees on Blofin, just come right up here. We'll click on the Blofin logo, top left-hand side of the screen. Then on this page here, we'll scroll all the way down to the bottom. And underneath support, we'll click right here where it says fee schedule. On this page here, we can see the trading fees for spot as well as futures by just simply clicking on futures. If you're going to be using the platform without any VIP, you can see your maker fee rebate over here of 0.02%. And that's if you're placing limit orders. Over here, you can see your taker fee rate coming in at 0.06%. And that's if you're going to be executing market orders. If you wish to upgrade your account to different VIP levels, you can explore the different fee rates as you move up on the VIP tier. I'll also mention that these fees could be different by the time you're watching this video. So it's not a bad idea to head on over here to the fee schedule page and check it out and see what the current fees are at. Here's where to get verified just in case it becomes necessary at some point in the future. To get verified, you just simply come up here to your profile icon and then click right here on identification. Then on this page here, you'd come down here where it says personal information verification, and over here on the right hand side, you'd click on verify now. Then on this page here, you'll have to present a government issued document, such as an ID card, passport, resident permit, or driver's license. So the first step is to click right here and choose the country that issued your document. Next, choose your document type by simply clicking on the document you wish to use. So for driver's license, you just simply click right here. Then down below, you'll need to upload a photo of that document in this box right here. And if you want to proceed with your phone, you can always click right here on continue with phone. Once your document is uploaded, you'd click on next to move to the next step of this process. Once Blofin has confirmed your documents, your account will now be verified. And there you have it, your introduction to trading futures on the Blofin futures market. If you got some value out of that, don't forget to leave me a like and hit subscribe for future content. Also, feel free to check out some other Blofin tutorials, which I've put together in a playlist on my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for coming by and checking out this video. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one. And until I do, have yourself a powerful day.